Look, needles. We haven't seen those for a year.
I forgot my cigarettes.
We can get some down there.
I've only got script.
Oh, you can pay me later. Haben Sie Zigaretten?
5 Stück 20. You've got everything but bananas.
You want banana? Eitna.
Nein, danke.
How can you go out with me? Look at this guy.
I'd look like that, too, if it weren't for some friends in St. Louis. They send me these clothes. We're coming into the Russian sector.
Russian sector? I thought everybody stayed out of the Russian sector.
Just the military. The Germans go back and forth all day long. We just go through part of it here and then into the British sector.
Здесь кофе пахнет. Ich rieche einen Kaffee. Welcher haben Kaffee? Aber es muss jemand haben Kaffee. Ich gehe jetzt durch den Wagen. Wenn ich komme zurück, will ich sehen Kaffee, sonst werden alle durchsucht.
What's the matter with him?
He says somebody's got coffee and unless it's turned over, he'll search us. Haben Sie Kaffee bei sich?
Wochenlang habe ich ihn nach und nach zusammengespart, um in Kohlen einzutauschen.
She's been saving the coffee to trade it for coal.
Stecken Sie doch unterm Hut. Unterm Hut sehen Sie nicht nach.
Gut, danke.
Also, wo ist jetzt Kaffee?
Steckt unter dem Hut da.
Sie können mir ihn doch nicht wegnehmen.
Ruhig, du kannst sein froh, dass ich dich nicht mitnehme.
Kinder! Er hat jetzt einen Pfund Kaffee. Wenn er uns untersucht, dann hätte er 13 Pfund, denn ich habe 12. So, jetzt kriegt Tante Wutze 2, bitte. Macht immer noch ein Geschäft von 1 Pfund, ich.
Oh, there it is, 22.
Great, we got the wrong address.
They probably live in the basement.
Nun weiß ich nicht, wann er wieder nach Hause kommen wird.
She says her husband went to the Russian sector to see whether he could find any trace of their son. And she doesn't know when he'll be back, and he's got the key for the store with him.
Well, I guess there's nothing we can do. Tell her we'll be back late.
Sagen Sie Ihrem Mann, dass wir später wiederkommen, ja?
Ja.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Wiederschauen.
What are we gonna do? We're supposed to meet my friend in half an hour.
We could go and have dinner and come back here afterwards.
Go like this?
Oh, they won't bother you.
Okay. How about that? Now the sun is shining. What's the address? Savrin.
I know where that is. Not far from here. We can take the trolley forward, and then it's only a short walk.
Walk. Wait a second. Get the Savrin in your shoe. It's better.
Yes,
No. Before things were like this in Germany, how long would it have taken till I could put my arm around you?
Oh, that would have depended on 2 things. Which part of Germany and which part of me. Like this, so close, months and months.
This blockade has its advantages.
And this was just filled with trees. Oh, it was such a beautiful park. And on Sundays, families used to walk along here and look at the statues.
Who are all these characters? Frederick the Great.
These are all the military heroes. It's called Siegesallee, Victory Avenue.
They don't look so Sieges anymore, do they? Pretty good tennis sacks.
What is it you say? They are hot?
Yeah, smooth, in the groove, hot. Now, how do you work this doozy business?
Well, in German, the word for you is Sie, and
But when you get to know somebody real well.
we use the familiar, du. It's like thee and thou, the same as on the streetcar. Usually this would take a long time.
But when you only got 24 hours and you've used up 8 of them
For
already.
such emergencies, we have the doozies. We link our arms and drink, and then we...
Is there any custom for doing this a second time so we can get more familiar?
I never heard of any.
Well, let's start one. Guten Tag, Herr Kowalski.
Well, if it isn't Fritz. You sure went native in a hurry.
Well, left my uniform with the tailor. Now I can't find the tailor.
You're the nicest looking piece of MP bait I've seen in a long time.
Digga, this is Sergeant Kowalski, Frau Burkhardt.
How do you do?
Hiya.
Oh, where's your,
Gertie, she stopped to say hello to some. Here she comes now. There's a real mess for you, huh? But she irons a good shirt, so what she looks like is sit down, don't spoil it. This is Gertie.
Gerda.
Gertie's good enough. Sit down.
Frederica?
Angenehm.
Danny.
Hi.
Sit down. You people shake hands more and mean it than us.
I believe this man over there is trying to attract your attention.
None.
Guten Abend.
You speak English very well. Where did you learn?
Night school. She also speaks a little Russian and French. I noticed him when I came in. He looks familiar. What's his name?
Günther Lütke.
No, that doesn't ring a bell. Maybe he works around Temple House. Danny tells me your husband was killed in Russia.
Yes?
What was he, SS?
Do you want to dance?
No, and I don't mind answering. My husband was not in the SS, he was drafted.
Someday I'd like to meet just one German who enlisted.
Tell me, Sergeant, in America you have no conscription. Nobody was ever drafted. I heard 11 million.
And I read in the paper.
Who asked your opinion?
And now I suppose you want to know about my father and my mother. My mother was killed in an air raid, and my father went much earlier. He was a professor at the Berlin University. And when they burned the books, he spoke out against them violently. They burned his books, and I haven't seen him since. Now, is my record satisfactory, Sergeant?
Mind if she sits with us?
Look, I just asked a couple simple...
Insulting questions.
And I got a couple of insulting answers, so we're even. I'm sorry, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Your father must have been a very brave man to say those things at that time.
Not brave, he just believed very strongly.
My father believed too. But the wrong things.
Your father was a louse. That's the big reason you people got sucked in by Hitler, this father business. I swear I know that guy from somewhere. From the time German kids are so high, Papa is the boss. He tells you what to say, when to shut up, what to do, what to think. Papa can be the biggest jerk in the world, but what Papa says goes. Then along comes another jerk like Hitler, and he becomes the Papa for all the Papas.
Yes, I've read about that father complex many a time. I doubt whether it's true, but if it is, you are certainly doing nothing to cure it.
What do you mean?
You stupid lug. You're treating Gerda exactly the same way. You tell her what to say, what to think.
You know something? You're right. When I'm wrong, I admit it. You're absolutely right. From now on, you can disagree with me.
Out loud?
Sure.
And you'll answer questions?
Of course.
Good. You know, I'm so mixed up. We found out in Germany what was wrong. But to find out what is right is not so easy. I read the Russian German papers, the American German papers, the German papers. Oh, I want to find out so much about America.
Shoot, ask me.
What? What is democracy?
Go ahead, Kowalski, tell her.
That's such a stupid question. What is democracy? Democracy is democracy.
Yeah? What is it?
And what is that? Everybody to title, please.
Is the police coming to check up? Let me be the first to call you Private McCullough.
And if you haven't got any papers, you must get out of here.
I can afford to board the child of Choo-Choo. I've got my fare. I got the 5 little there. You leave the fancy big station home, across the door. Read the magazine, and you're in Baltimore. Then when the diner, nothing could be finer than to have your ammunition Carolina. When you hear that whistle blow and take to the bar, then you know the Tennessee is not very far.
Relax and never take a voice like that.
Oh, Chattanooga, there you are. Times you might have die Liebe so verkünscht wurde. Wer schafft's vielleicht? Jetzt wird der Kohle noch frei. Ist dir noch Platz in diesem so verkünschten Bruder? Das ist nicht schwer. Wenn ich mich sehen kann, nicht wer. Ja, Schritt, bis auf Reisen gar kein Problem. Auf dem Pumper oder da steht man mit Schwimm. Und ich drück kein Fußball, fährst du auf den Dach mit. Und rein schwammst du doch frische Luft.
You see?
Yeah, but what is it?
Look, I've been trying to tell you, democracy isn't a hunk of bread, something you can point to like that. It's a lot of things, and most of them are up here.
Yeah.
It's kind of a feeling.
Yeah.
The way you look at things.
Yeah.
You understand?
No.
Oh, you're stupid. You're just plain stupid.
But I'm also German.
It's the same thing.
And if you can't tell me what it is, how do I know if I like it?
Take my word for it.
I took my father's word for it. You said that was wrong.
Oh, I was right. Don't take my word for it. Look, I'll explain it to you. But will you listen? Will you please use your head?
Daraus wird, was sich ergeht, wer kann es wissen? Ich bin verwirrt, ich bin verloren, ich möchte dich küssen.
What's the name of that?
Vielleicht, perhaps, maybe.
Is run by the people.
Yeah?
It's a people's government.
Yeah, now we're getting someplace.
Then it's like Russia. That's a people's government too.
Now we're not getting someplace.
But Hank, you just told me that...
All right. Let's say Russia is a people's government.
Yeah.
But it's a kind of people's government where the leaders decide what's best for the people. With us, the people decide what's best for the people.
Oh, no, but this Russian soldier I knew, he told me that's not true. He said in America, a few wealthy men who own many newspapers decide everything. They tell the people what to say and what to think.
Wait a minute, Toots. Now, we had an election some time ago. 90% of the newspapers were against Truman, and the bookies were laying 50 to 1 he'd wind up back behind the shirt counter. So who was president? Truman. Nobody wanted him but the people. Now, you ask your Rusky boyfriend when was the last time he was at the polls and saw anybody's name but Stalin.
Oh.
Ooh.
Hank, what's the matter?
Nothing. I just remember where I met that guy.
But Hank, what...
I'll be right back. Felix!
Sie verwechseln mich mit irgendjemandem. Mein Name ist Günther Lüttke. Hier sind meine Papiere.
You know, I kept looking at you in that restaurant. I knew I'd seen you somewhere. When you got up and limped, it all came back to me. You're the spitting image of a guy I knew over here during the war when I was in a prison camp. His name was Felix.
Sie irren sich. Ich heiße Günther Lüttke.
Take it easy. I just said you looked like him. Let me tell you about this guy. He had a bad knee just like yours. He couldn't get in the regular army. So they made him a prison guard. He hated it. He wanted action.
Ich verstehe nicht Englisch.
Your eyes seem to understand English. That's enough. So this Felix started a private little war all his own. He hated the Americans. He hated the Poles, and I was both, so he picked on me. When we went out on work parties, he'd take me off in the woods and make me speak German. Not simple, easy things like Guten Tag and Auf Wiedersehen, but nice little tongue twisters like the Potsdamer Postkutsche or Potsdamer Postkutschkasten. That's tough enough for a German, but for an American, well, I made mistakes. And when I did, he'd correct me with the butt end of his rifle, right here in the kidneys. They used to swell up like a hunk of dough with too much yeast in it. I got about 3 lessons a week. Took me about 7 months, but I learned German. Of course, I've forgotten some of it, but if the weather changes suddenly or I bend too quick, you'd be surprised how quick it comes back to me. It's a tough way to learn the language, but there was nothing I could do about it. I was a prisoner. I couldn't take a swing at him. Come to think of it, you're sort of in the same spot now. You're a German civilian. If you got a beef with a soldier, you couldn't lift a finger, could you? Trying to get to the Russian sector so I couldn't follow it. You know, Felix, I could squeeze until you were as cold and white as a statue, but it would be too easy. I'm going to give you an English lesson, Felix. And I won't need a gun butt. Now, the Germans have a hard time with their W's, don't they? Well, I'm going to give you something easy to start with, not too tough. Just say it after me. Which way went the winged whippoorwill? Now, mind, I don't want to hear any V's in there. I'll have to correct you. Now, try it. Which way went the winged whippoorwill? It's V. No! No, Felix. Which way? Try it again. It's V. No! Once more, Felix. Which way? It's V. No!
Hilfe! 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 Hol die Polizei! Da hinten ist ein Mann am Raum. Wo denn? Ein Soldat will ihn töten! Sie sagen doch schon wo! Da hinten! In der Siegesallee!
Are you crazy of killing? That's good. The MPs are coming. Turn them loose.
Let go, one of them. That is. Halt!
Daddy! Hurry this way! Quickly!
Halt! Get in the jeep. They're making for the gate. There they are. They stopped. What are they stopping for?
Oh, they wouldn't come in here. This is the Russian sector.
Oh, great.
Oh, no, there's nothing to worry about. We just go
You
down
mean go on into? No, let's just wait here, and then we'll walk back.
into that jeep again. No, the best way is just a few blocks from here where the 3 sectors come together. We can cross over there.
Well, what about Hank?
Oh, he'll be all right. It will be his word against Günther's, and they'll decide the Germans started it. And Gerda will be there. She'll lie if necessary. Cigarettes and soap are not easy to get.
Oh, why didn't I bring my identity card? No identity. Do I look Russian to you? Still following us?
No,
We lost him.
this way. No, this way. They want to take us and we're in the British sector.
She's quite right, you know. They're all on outside. Where do you live?
Templehof American sector.
You?
He is my husband. He was shot in the throat during the war. He can't speak.
What's the matter? These Ruskies giving you trouble?
Oh, same old thing, mate. Border quarrel.
Looks to me like they're way over on your side. Used to be a line here someplace.
No, can't make anything of it, though. It's been trodden out.
Let's get this business settled once and for all. Let's call the major.
Yeah, and I'll ring the duty officer. Mind now, don't let them get these people away from you.
You mean they haven't been back here at all?
No, and they haven't called on the telephone, too.
Oh, it's all right. We're friends of theirs. Where's their room? We'll wait.
Right here.
Oh. Trunk fell on my hand. Will you heat me some water so I can soak it?
Oh, yeah.
Turn on the lamp, will you? I don't suppose anybody around here's got a drink. Here. I'll make some coffee.
Yes. Oh, but I don't know these people to use up their gas.
And some cigarettes.
You don't feel better.
No,
Your hand hurts more.
it's not my hand. For 7 years, I've been waiting for the satisfaction of beating that face in. So now I've done it, so why do I feel this way? So dirty.
It's better than feeling good.
Go make the coffee, will you?
Is 14 meters from that curbstone.
Что он сказал?
Он говорит такой вещь. До того угла понятно. Да, в том месте. И 14 метров от того угла. Да, скажите им, передайте, переведите. Передам. So the colonel states that the boundary is not 14 meters from this cornerstone, but from that one.
Let's measure from over there.
Fair enough.
What are we waiting for?
Here's some fresh coffee. May I ask your nuts to have some?
Sure, why not? They don't speak good English, but they like good coffee. They'll bring their Vittles. We'll have a real gemütliche Abend.
So?
If Felix knew if he said anything, I'd mention his phony papers, and
I'm sorry.
when they asked who started it, we both said you did.
That was nice.
I figured you'd get away.
Yeah, sure.
What about the tailor?
Can't work at night, no lights. I'm gonna pick it up first thing in the morning.
You can't stay at the base looking like that.
I could go to my sister's. You could have mine.
No, thanks. It's been arranged. I'm gonna stay here. Frederica's gonna stay with the lady across the hall.
Herr Stieber, Flugzeug kommen!
Missed it. So I missed it. That one was only American propaganda.
Fauteuils haben kein Sand und das Klavier kein Pedal. Und Krachel, so heißt dort der Sekt. Im Grand Hotel ist es mondäner. Doch dort ist es tausendmal schöner in einem kleinen Café in Hernals. Spielt Grammophon mit leisem Ton in Englisch Walz. Dort genügen 2 Mokalein, ein paar Stunden so glücklich zu sein. In einem kleinen Café in Hernals klopft manches Herz soll hinauf bis zum Hals. Und geben zwar Verliebte sich dort's Rendezvous, drückt der Ober ganz diskret ein Auge zu.
Hank, don't you think you ought to get over to the hospital and have somebody look at that hand right away?
That's all right. Steve here tells me he was an actor in the States for 5 years.
So,
Here I'm the student prince. I traveled all over America. Big cities, little cities.
But you must tell me about that.
11:30, I didn't know it was that late.
Sir won't get so much sleep. I don't mind. She wants to learn. That's good.
Tell me, what did you like best about America?
The way the Americans don't like it.
What?
I mean what they used to say against the government. Oh, on the radio, in hotels, trains, barbershops. Oh. Guten Abend, Frau Kirchner.
Hi, Dr. Stieber. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night.
Wollen Sie sich ein bisschen setzen?
Ach, lassen Sie mal, ich bin zu müde. Gute Nacht. Gute Nacht. Gute Nacht.
Guten Abend.
Gute Nacht. Gute Nacht. Gute Nacht. Gute Nacht. Gute Nacht. Gute Nacht.
Gute Nacht.
Oh, I get it. Come on, knucklehead.
Good night.
Good night.
Take some advice from a guy whose batting average is pretty good in this league. Don't wait for the floater to cross the plate. Swing.
What was that you said?
I was just telling him how to get to first base.
First base, what's that?
Well, it's a... Look, it's tough enough explaining democracy to you crowds. Let's not start on baseball.
I'm sorry, Danny.
That's all right.
It's all right. I was only half asleep. Well, I don't know how you stand that noise. Every 3 minutes, I go nuts.
When you know it means cold and food, you don't mind. It's only the silence on foggy nights that keeps us awake.
The wind shifted. They're taking off this way now. Well, they're doing better than one every 3 minutes. What time is it?
A little after 3.
3. What are you ironing up the sour for?
Today we've got electricity from 3 to 5.
Well, that's a pleasant time. Who figured that one out?
All the big power plants are in the Russian sector. There's only one here, and that isn't big enough to supply all the districts in the western sectors at once. So they divide it up.
Is it my shirt? You shouldn't have done that.
I hope it's all right. It's so long since I ironed a shirt.
Fear and loneliness.
must have had more than your share of both of them.
When you look at me like that, I feel secure and no fear. I want to draw closer, not away. Danny, I think you love me just a little.
More than a little. More than just a little.
Wo war ich? Ach ja. And the Russians say you are...
Lice, gangsters, rats.
Yeah, they say that too, but what is it when you don't do what you say other people should do?
Hypocrites.
Yeah, you're hypocrites. You fought Hitler because he was against the Jews.
Oh, wait a minute. That's only one of the reasons.
Yeah, but still you hated him for it. And the Russians say in America Jews are kept out of certain hotels and schools.
And they're right. It shouldn't be. It stinks.
Uh-huh.
But where did you find out about it?
I read it in the book.
An American book?
Yeah.
Where'd you get it?
From a friend.
Where'd the soldier get it?
The PX.
Oh, look, stupid, that's your answer. Here's a book that points out something pretty awful about America.
Uh-huh.
But it's written by an American, printed in America, it's a bestseller in America, and sent here by the American government to be sold in the PXs.
Yeah?
Yeah. Look, the next time you're in the Russian sector, do me a favor, will you?
Mm-hmm.
Get me a copy of an anti-Russian book written by a Russian living in Russia, printed in Russia, and sent here by the Russian government. Do that and I'll give you a month's salary. You get the point?
Now I know. In America, it is not wrong to be wrong if you say it's wrong.
What do you got stuck on your shoulders? A cantaloupe? I didn't say that. I know, but I...
Like the new look?
Just adorable, especially the midriff.
It's cold.
Well, at least you're still a sergeant. I thought maybe they shrunk you to a corporal.
I think they cleaned it with reducing pills. You did a nice job of pressing, though, don't you think?
Which one are you going out on?
107 right here.
How'd it go last night?
Very interesting.
Interesting. What'd you do, go to the library?
Yeah, we read Schopenhauer together till 6 in the morning.
Hey, Mac, what happened to you?
They sent me to the cleaners. It's amazing how much you go through and still want to keep on living.
Yeah, I guess it hasn't been easy on it.
I never realized just staying alive could be a 24-hour job.
And I suppose you wanted to know all about America?
No, she didn't. She knows. She has friends who write to her from St. Louis.
But why don't you come to? She's a smart dame. She pays you fast. You're a nice, sweet, intelligent, understanding schmo. So she's using the slow sympathy routine. I guarantee you with me, just like that.
Why don't you stop jumping to conclusions? Or at least use them where they fit. They don't happen to fit here. Look, she's had it. So have a lot of other people in this town. But she didn't want to talk about it. I made her tell me.
Yeah, I know. You just have to drag it out of these poor people. I feel so sorry for them. Every Sunday at 4 o'clock I come here and bleed. You know, there are some things they just can't stand to talk about. Like Rotterdam and Warsaw and Coventry and Medici and Belsen and Dachau and Buchenwald. Did she talk to you about these things? No! This is something that happened 10,000 years ago. That the Germans never heard of. That they can't remember. But they didn't get meat last week. This they remember, and this they feed to suckers like you.
Oh. What am I supposed to do? Blame all that on a girl who was, what, 15 at the time?
I've been trying to tell you ever since
until this afternoon, you get off about 1,300. Okay, you can go to town to see her, but keep checking the weather. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
You should have took off in a hurry. By the time I got into the shack, you were gone.
You going to town?
No, I just wanted to talk to you.
I got to talk to somebody else.
That's what I want to talk to you about.
What about
I've been delivering your cigarettes and blouses and stockings and coffee. I just wanted to see you get your money's worth. So far, you haven't been. Maybe you better look at this.
What is this?
A little further down, you'll see that husband of hers was in the SS. In the early days, those boys weren't drafted.
Where'd you get this?
I figured her for a phony right from the start. A friend of mine in the document center looked up the file on her. On the next page, you'll find out that wonderful father of hers never saw a university. Had a little dough, wanted to keep it, so he played ball with the boys. Walked out on her mother in '39 because she happened to be Polish. Nice guy.
It's true. All of it. And there are many other things I lied to you about that are not on that paper.
Why?
Why? What I told you is maybe what I wish had happened.
What your husband did and what your father did, that wasn't your fault. But why did you lie to me about them?
Perhaps to make you more sympathetic. When you have to live by the generosity of others, you learn to make yourself pitiful and brave. When you live in a sewer, you soon discover that the sewer rat is best equipped to survive. Look around you, Danny. That's why we lie. To escape from it for even a moment now and then.
We've been here longer than 6 months already. Why do you like that? I've been home 3 weeks and didn't know it. Morning. Morning.
Excuse me, sir.
What can I do for you, Sergeant?
I'd like to apply for permission to marry a German civilian, sir.
I've discovered, Sergeant, that
All such applications made at 8:30 in the morning are always canceled a few days later. Why don't you wait till about 5 this afternoon?
Oh, it's not like that, sir. I was on duty last night.
Oh. Well, I guess I can dispense with the talk I give the kids. I guess you're old enough to know your own mind. Ask the sergeant. He'll give you the necessary papers, and I'll go over the case as soon as you fill them out. But you must remember, Sergeant, that if and when I give my permission, the marriage cannot take place until 30 days before your departure.
I understand that, sir. I noticed by the paper this morning rotation is starting. Is there any indication of when my number might come up?
That's all pretty new. I wouldn't count on anything for less than 60 days.
Thank you, sir.
Grips have sure got it tough. I don't know how you stand it.
Just grit your teeth. You're getting used to it. Want a cup of coffee?
No, I can't. I gotta get back. They're trying to make the turnaround in 14 minutes. Will you take this, give it to Frederica. The paper she's got to fill out.
Sucker, why don't
Look, the only permission I need is from my squadron commander, not from you. Will you deliver it?
If it clears up, I will. If not, I'll give it to Gertie.
You mean to say, in America, if you want to go from one place to another, you don't have to have permission from the authorities?
No, all you need is a train fare. Just pack your bag and go.
Unwahrscheinlich. But in Europe, it is not so easy to work together like that.
You Krauts wouldn't try to give the world a hot foot every 25 years. It might be.
Look, even just in Western Europe, we have so many different peoples, different languages, different customs. Well, it would be impossible.
What do you mean, impossible?
All right, suppose you take an island. And on it you put Germans and French, huh? And English and Irish, and Jews and Poles.
You don't have to take a cook's tour. I get the idea. What are you trying to say?
Well, what would happen with all these people on the same island? In 5 minutes, they'd kill each other.
When they made Snow White, they should have got you for dopey. Ever hear of a place called Manhattan?
Manhattan, yeah?
Yeah, it's an island, part of New York City, just like you're talking about. 12 miles long and 3 miles wide. Now, you know what we got in New York? We got more Irish than they have in Dublin, more Jews than there are in Palestine, more Germans than you got in Dusseldorf, and more Italians than they have in Naples, plus 500,000 Poles besides the Swedes, the Greeks, and the French. They all get along all right. No, I'm not saying they love each other, but they've learned to live together.
This is true?
No, we built New York just for propaganda. Nobody lives there. It's inhabited by... Hey, Steven!
Guten Tag, Herr Stieber.
Guten Tag, Van Gane. Hey, will you give this to Frederica? It's from Danny.
Yes, das ist certainly.
Okay.
Wiedersehen.
Wiedersehen. Was kostet das?
Haben Sie was für mich dabei?
Nein, nur für Frau Burkhardt.
Von Danny. Sergeant Kowalski hat ihn mir eben gegeben und der kam nicht mit der Post.
Oh, danke.
Come in. I am holding.
Sorry to bother you, sir. I just found out I'm due to go home on Friday.
So I see. Placement's coming through faster than we thought.
Yes, sir, but what about my marriage application?
I'm trying to get Berlin now to see what we can do about it. Hello? Is Major Bolt there? Major Bolt!
I can't hear you. Speak louder.
Major Bolt! Baker! Abel! Love! Care! Yes, Bolt! These long-distance calls are murder. I think the German telephone system is made out of chicken wire. I hope we can speed up your application.
Perhaps I could go home a couple of weeks later.
Oh, no, Sergeant. That would mean 50 forms in triplicate and cost the government at least $30,000. Hello! Major Bolt? This is Major Hetzel.
Who?
Major Hetzel at Rhine, Maine.
You'll have to speak louder. I can't hear you. Yes, louder. Love, oboe, uncle, dog, easy, Roger.
Okay. Now here's the dope, Sergeant. Instead of sending your papers through the regular channels, they'll give them to your pilot on your next trip up. He will bring them to me. I will sign them in the 18 places and give them to you.
I certainly thank you, sir. But what about that month before departure regulation?
This is classified as extraordinary conditions. Circular 3, paragraph D, subsection 12. You can marry her any time before your departure time Friday.
But she lives in Berlin, sir.
I know. Get one of the off-duty engineers to ride up with you and he can work the trip back.
Yes, thank you very, very much.
Okay. But I wish you guys would stay single.
Will be very grateful. The ones he's got are so bad.
Honey, you're talking to the guy that wore them. Well, 48 hours, we won't have to worry anymore about red tape, about nothing. Shut up! 48 hours, we won't have any more worries about red tape. I'm coming! I guess I gotta go. Here, now.
Thank you.
Bye, dear. I'll see you soon.
Pilot. Sir. Let me see if I can work it out. Well, here comes one of our pigeons home. And it looks like he's gonna roost for a few days. I'm afraid not, Sergeant. It says here stateside departures will be on schedules. You will leave by train tomorrow for Bremerhaven and home by boat.
Thank you, sir.
'53rd Troop Carrier Squadron, Major Hetzel speaking. Yes, sir, Colonel. Right away, sir. And we hope it will lift enough here for takeoff starting at 1200 hours, with Tempelhof partially and intermittently open starting at 1400 hours. It is important to land every ton we can, but your lives are more important. You will make your GCA approach, and when you have let down to your minimums, if you do not have sufficient visibility, pull up and come back. Taxi conditions at takeoff position here are not good. Proceed cautiously. Here's your time hack.
Okay, in 20 seconds.
It will be 11:15.
What am I doing here? Today's my day off. I ought to have my head examined. What that follow-me Jeep needs is another follow-me Jeep to follow.
Tower just cleared 6-8. Hey, Tower, this is 3-7. Our interval's up. What are you waiting for, the sun?
Tower to 3-7. Keep your shirt on. How's your visibility?
Can't complain. How's yours?
Look, wise guy, how far can you see?
Well, I can see up in the tower. What more you need a shave?
Okay, it's your neck. You're clear, pardon the expression, to take off.
3-7, roger. Bye-bye. We'll never get in that 6 misses in a row.
Well, maybe we'll be lucky. Try 5 cutting.
Thick, I guess, huh? We're down to minimums. Can you see anything?
Just the wife and 2 kids.
I don't want to be a hero. We're going home. Flaps up to 20.
Tower 3-7, fail to break through, returning Ryan Main, over.
20.
Roger, Big Easy 3-7 from Tempelhof Tower, cleared to 6,500 feet, cruise 170, regional 3009, remain on this frequency and give check call over 1C, over.
You're up. Sorry, Mag. It's a butte. Better than 4. Pull the firewall shut-off valve. Cut mixture on 4. Gas off. Trail number 4. Pull the fire bottle. Switch off. Generator off. Booster off. How does it look back there?
About the same, sir. Maybe a little worse.
You any good?
Looks good, Al.
Better give him a call.
Tempelhof Tower, this is Big Easy 3-7. Number 4's on fire. We can't get it up. First emergency landing instructions, over.
Well, you don't have to look so happy about it.
Roger, Big Easy 3-7 from Tower, QSY to frequency 14058 to approach control for emergency clearance, over. Emergency, do not acknowledge. Big Easy 3-7 with number 4 engine on fire will make an emergency landing on runway 27 left and to the west. Stand by.
Tempelhof Airways to Big Easy 3-7. We have you identified. There's nothing between you and the slot. Crash crew standing by. Now steer left 180 degrees, bringing you on crosswind leg. Start descent to 1,500 feet, QSY to Jigsaw 140.58. Jigsaw 3-7 coming in on emergency landing. Do you have him?
Roger. Big Easy 3-7, this is Jigsaw. How do you read? Over.
Roger, takes off. 37 reading 5 by 5, over.
Roger, 37, understand 5 by 5. Make final cockpit check, gear in the green. Now turn to a heading of 270. This is your final approach. Maintain altitude of 1200 until further advised. 5 miles from touchdown on course. Do not acknowledge any further transmissions for the remainder of this run. You're drifting slightly left. Steer right to 273. You're approaching on course perfectly. Steer left to 271. Your new heading, 271. You're on course approaching glide path. Lose altitude at 750 feet per minute. You're on course heading 271. Touchdown on course, going 50 feet low on glide path. Approaching building area. Adjust your rate of descent. You're now 60 feet low. Still 60 feet low. Adjust your rate of descent, please. That's better. Glide path improving now. Steer right to 271, 3/4 mile from touchdown. Adjust your rate of descent, please. That's it. 1/4 mile from touchdown. Approaching end of runway.
Honey, we're getting married today. We haven't got time for this kind of thing.
But tell me,
No, don't cry, quiet. Just listen. We got to move fast. I got to get to the consulate right away and get some paper stamped. But look, you got to go home, get dressed, and meet me as soon as you can at the Temple of Burgermeisters. Hank and Gerda will be there. They're our witnesses. Now, where's your stuff?
There.
Come on, open the door.
Come in.
Get your coat on. We gotta be witnesses at a funeral. Max marrying that dame. Don't just stand there. Come on, look alive. Get moving.
I don't feel like going.
I don't feel like going. Look, I don't care what you feel like. Get your coat on.
You treat me just like my father did. Get your coat on. Do this, do that. Keep quiet, sit down, stand up. I'm tired of it, and I'm not going to stand for it anymore.
What's the matter? You plastered or something? What have you been drinking?
Words, good words. I've been reading this. Your Constitution, the Bill of Rights, what Lincoln said, and Wilson and Roosevelt.
No, don't let it go to your head.
And after what I read, I see something now. You are a disgrace to America, and they shouldn't send people like you here.
No, enough is enough. Who do you think you're talking to?
It doesn't matter.
Well,
I can say what I want. Article 1 says, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. That's what it says, you big, stupid jackass.
One more crack like that, and so help me, I'll knock you from here to Potsdam.
All right, go ahead. Hit me, you stormtrooper!
No, wait a minute. You're not yelling at some crummy grouch, you know. I'm the guy that brings you the cigarettes and the candy and the soap and the stockings and the coffee.
I'm sick of you and your coffee. Get out of here, I'll have you thrown out. And I got the perfect right to. Article 3 says, no soldier shall in time of peace be quartered in any house without the consent of the owner, nor in time of war, but in a manner to be prescribed by law. Now get out and stay out, and don't come back because of the war.
Baby, now you got it. That's what I've been trying to tell you. Don't let anybody push you around, not even me. That's democracy. Now you got it.
You can take your cigarettes and your candy and...
That's it, baby. Keep hitting. Hit the bullseye and get your first paper. Yes, come on. You're a citizen, honey.
Take your spam and your spam.
Gerda, please put your coat on, baby. We'll be late.
Gerade zur Post. Kann ich was für Sie mitnehmen?
Das muss Gedankenübertragung sein. Ich habe gerade geschrieben und wollte rausgehen.
Dann geben Sie mir doch mit. Flankieren auf dem Postamt, das Geld können Sie mir später wiedergeben.
Wunderbar. Schönen Dank.
Nicht zu danken.
Wiedersehen.
Darling, it is sure now that I will be with you again someday. You must write quickly and tell me how long I must stay with him before I can get a divorce and not have them be able to send me from America. In a way, it will be worse being in the United States, so close to you, wanting to be in your arms, and still so far away. Perhaps you could come to St. Paul sometime and we could meet in a theater or store every so often.
I was worried.
A lot of papers to fill out. Hi.
You have to wait. The Burgermeister's hitching somebody else.
I didn't know whether you had time to buy a ring. I brought this. It was handed down to me from my grandmother.
Beautiful. Where did you get it?
My grandmother.
Oh, yeah.
Daddy, I'm so happy. But also a little sad that you are going back to America tomorrow.
Yes.
When will I come? In a month?
I think it will be longer than that.
Oh, no, Danny, no.
I'm afraid so.
Where will you go? St. Paul?
Maybe St. Paul. I might go to St. Louis.
Why St. Louis?
Why not? It's a nice place to live, don't you imagine?
Give it to me.
No.
What is this, St. Paul, St. Louis?
hope you get your wish and find a way to get out of Germany.
And I hope you don't. We can do without you, too. I'm afraid your grandmother handed you down a lot besides that wedding ring. Gerda! Where are you going?
Oh, I've got to find Danny. I can't let him go like this. He mustn't judge people by a person, good or bad. For what she did, there is no excuse. But to know how she could do it, he must look back. When we grew up, only lies were taught, and to tell the truth was to disappear. Only the end was important, they told us. How we reached the end made no difference. Cruelty was everywhere, and to betray your friends was not bad. Feelings of others meant nothing. And, oh, Hank, I've got to talk to him. For some, there has not been time enough yet to unlearn these things. And for some...
You going back to your place, I'll see you later. Mac, come on, let's grab this taxi. Oh, Gerda. Bye.
Bye, Daddy.
See you sometime.
No, I don't think so. I stay here. I want to see one day the right kind of Germany. Maybe I can't help much, but I want to see it. And if everybody who wants something different and better looks for it someplace else, what happens here? No, I'll stay. Goodbye, Dad.
Goodbye.
Bitte, hör mal zu. Wir mussten haben eine Blockade aufgehoben. Die hat soeben am Radio gehört.
Hey, there's one up. Looks like you'll get away.
Yeah. How about you?
I forgot to tell you I switched to permanent duty. Wait, they got some new GCA equipment coming in. They want me to help get the kinks out of it, that's all. Why don't you watch what you're doing?
Entschuldigen Sie bitte, es tut mir sehr leid.
Ist schon gut, aber seien Sie mal vorsichtiger. Wohin Sie die Brüste schieben?
Jawohl, Herr Sergeant.
Well, I suppose if we're ever going to sell these stoops a new way of living, you got to be a pretty good salesman. Anyway, it won't kill me to try it for a while.
Hiya, Mac. Going back with us?
Yeah. I seem to remember us standing like this once before, shouting advice at me. Guess you were right.
No, we were both wrong. You were too easy, and like Gerda says, I was acting like a stormtrooper. I suppose the answer lies somewhere between us. Say, if we never made mistakes, we'd be second lieutenants.
Well, see you, Hank.
Goodbye, Danny.
Hey, come here, will you?
What do you want, meathead?
What is this crowd yelling about?
Die Russen haben die Blockade aufgehoben. Willi hat das über dem Radio gehört.
He says somebody heard over the radio the Russians are going to lift the blockade. What are you thanking us for?
Say, you think this thing is really over?
When they start putting the seats back in these things, then I'll believe it. I don't know. If they can take off when the birds won't even fly, I guess a blockade isn't much of a weapon.